Family, good morning. What's going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Good morning to everybody on this fine Monday, June 30th. It's another commitment watch day. Owen Cabell, wide receiver out of Nashville, will announce at 5:30 Central Time. So we will be live in the afternoon once again and probably have a nightcap. It's a busy day. There's a lot to talk about. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll do the roll call in just a minute. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. It's been great. I mean, look, Coach Kalen DeBoer and Courtney Morgan, I mean, these two guys have absolutely been cooking on the recruiting trail. Alabama now has the most 5-stars in the country. More 5-stars are predicted to commit to Alabama. It's been really kind of a load up, like King Riz says inside the comment box. You know, you look to where we were a couple weeks ago, and people were talking. People were out there saying that, you know, Bama couldn't recruit, Kalen DeBoer couldn't recruit. Nobody wanted to go to Alabama. Now the script has been completely flipped, and it's like Bama's still Bama. So, man, it's been amazing to see this just in the last, and I always say this, it does not take long for Alabama to get momentum. And right now, let's face it, Alabama is the hottest team on the recruiting trail, and you want to be a part of that, right? So it's only going to bring on more prospects, more high-level prospects, because look, savages want to play with savages, and you want to play with the number one class, right? Yeah, and it's hot, man. Things are really hot. So I know that Owen Cabell, I know you guys are here because you want to talk about Owen Cabell, and we're going to talk about him today and kind of some various other topics. But today at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, Owen Cabell will announce. I think he's a 3-star on 3 and 24/7. And like you said, like everybody's going to get their 3-star recruits. Everybody's going to get their 4 stars. Not everybody's going to get the 5 stars. Yeah, Sean, I appreciate you, bro. Good morning to you. I'll give some shout outs here in a minute. But we'll go over Owen Cabell's highlights. And I mean, look, speed absolutely kills. And this is an interesting story as you look to Owen Cabell, who's announcing later today at 5:30. Now, he's been predicted to commit to Alabama, but I think Vanderbilt, rightfully so, hometown, and then I think Illinois is also in play, but I think the favorite is clearly Alabama. I mean, it would be absolutely like shocking if he doesn't commit to Alabama today. Like everybody knows where this young man is headed. And when you look to the wide receivers of this class, it's easy to get excited because you got Xavier Morgan, right, who's about to commit to Alabama here in a couple days, and as is Brian Williams out of the state of Florida. So you got a 6'3" wide receiver coming in, a 6'4" wide receiver coming in, a 6'4" wide receiver coming in. Coaches want length. Jamarcus Shepard wants length. And this will be a good one, I'm telling you. And you could look to other 3-stars that have come over here. Like, we celebrate the 5 stars because of the status. And I don't know, Robert. I don't know if Rivals has him a 4-star. We're talking about Owen Cabell, who's announcing today at 5:30. Heavy lean to Alabama now. He's a wide receiver, 6'3", 200 pounds. He came to the Crimson Tide's summer camp and just blew everybody away. I mean, there's footage of it. You could go see him in action. Crisp routes, really good hands, strong playmaker. He's dynamic. Kyle, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you being here. No, it's always a privilege to cover the Crimson Tide. You know, I mean, I've had ups, I've had downs. I'm, still fortunate to be able to do this. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie. You know, sometimes I wonder if, my days are numbered doing this. But I'm fighting. I'm gonna try to get through. Truth be told, I'm gonna try to get through the end of the year to see if I can continue to keep doing this professionally. I give my best, this year. So we'll see how it shakes out. But Owen Cabell today, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, heads on a swivel And we'll be live, of course, for that later on in the day. We'll start out, and we'll come back to Owen Cabell. I want to showcase his highlights because his highlights, I was watching him this morning, is absolutely, fantastic playmaker, 100%. I love wide receivers. Anytime you get, I'm an old wide receiver too. I still got a little bit of speed, right? I'm 41 years old. I can still run a little bit. But our quarterback, Ty Simpson, was at the Manning Passing Academy. And you want to talk about class, you want to talk about an ambassador for the program. That's who you want your quarterback to be every single year. And throughout covering Alabama for the last 9 years, every single quarterback that I have covered here has had incredible leadership qualities. And Ty Simpson falls right in line with that. I mean, everybody knows that this young man is just a quality person, right? And if you saw the overall interview, you can go watch it. Just go on YouTube and just type in Ty Simpson at the Manning Passing Academy. Obviously, I wasn't there, but I saw the interview, and I'll kind of high point the interview. But if you want to go watch it, go check it out, all right? But these are kind of the high points that he talked about, and I'll go over this. And I love Ty Simpson. The quarterback room is great. I think that it's exciting to talk about the competition, but I also think it's really important to talk about the leadership. And I think it's important to talk about loyalty. And I think it's important to talk about development, right? All those characteristics for each of the three quarterbacks that are currently in the room. So one of the questions that the reporters asked Ty Simpson were, why'd you stay at Bama? Why are you still here? Why are you still kind of committed to the process? And he was like, and I love this, who doesn't love somebody who's connected spiritually, right? We've talked about that. I've talked about my journey openly, that I'm trying to strengthen in that area. And he said him and his family prayed on that. And when you pray on something in life, no matter, where you're at spiritually, I think it gives you a little bit more of a clear vision, right? And I think that, helps you kind of sort things out. And also, there is nothing wrong with waiting. And it's hard. I think waiting in life and waiting in college football is probably one of the toughest things for these young athletes, because without a doubt in my mind, like, Ty Simpson could go anywhere else in the country and do his thing. Any other program would welcome somebody like this. A coach's son, class, athleticism, damn good quarterback. And for this young man to sit, to wait, it's rare. And I don't know if we continue to see this going forward. We're going to see rare. This is going to be rare. He's a rare breed, right? So he said him and his family, they prayed on it, and they stayed at Bama. And he was like, look, they called it Title Town for a reason. So while this guy is about loyalty, look, this guy also wants to win a national championship. This guy wants to compete at the highest level. And I think with all the components that Ty Simpson has around him, he's going to have a really good shot to make a really strong run this year for the Crimson Tide. He also talked about Ryan Grubb. He was asked about Ryan Grubb, what he's kind of bringing. And the first thing he said was intensity. I think from the minute that we saw Ryan Grubb up at the podium speaking to us for the first time, let me ask you, did you understand when Ryan Grubb spoke? Ryan Grubb speaks directly to you, answers the question exactly. There's no word salad. It's business. He is 1,000,000% a head football coach in waiting. And to have him here as the OC, as long as he's here, I think will only elevate Alabama offensively and overall as an organization. Having him is wonderful. So he said the intensity every single day, but he also said he's going to bring some of the NFL stuff that he had last year. I mean, look, Geno Smith, what did he throw for? 4,000 yards last year? Geno Smith had the most yards that he's ever thrown for in his career. So I think Ryan Grubb learned a lot. I think Kalen DeBoer learned a lot last year. I think Ty Simpson probably learned a lot last year. You put that stuff together with the wide receivers and the offense that Alabama has coming back, who knows? He said kind of the stuff that you were expecting to say. He said be the best guy I can be, kind of the controllables. He said we have to be tough, 100%. And then earlier in the interview too, he talked about the brand of Alabama. And he's so right about the brand of Alabama because, look, there's a lot of places that you could probably go in the country and play a little bit sooner. There's a lot of places in the country that, you're going to have some big games. But there's few programs that have the brand that Alabama has. Honestly, what are like the biggest brands to me in college football still to this day, and what drives the needle for every single news site, for all the ratings? There's like Alabama, Michigan, Texas, what else? USC, I guess, Georgia. So he's smart because he knows staying with the brand is only going to attract better players to put themselves around. Alabama's not going to drop off. So he just waited. He played the long game. And if you've ever played the long game in life, it's tough. Who here is impatient? Raise your hand. I am impatient as hell. But, I've had to play the long game recently in a couple different aspects in my life. It's hard. Playing the long game is hard, but it builds character. Patience. Patience is good. Right? It's not always your time. But when it's your time, you got to be ready. Really great interview. I recommend you guys go check it out. I'm sure you guys have seen a couple of the clips out on social media, but Ty Simpson doing his thing. I'll talk about recruiting here in just a minute. Wanted to headline just a couple of things that I saw in the news over the weekend. Miss Terry. It's always a funny story with Coach Saban, right? This was a funny story. So Miss Terry basically told Coach Saban to put his big boy pants on, right? And this is when Coach Saban was thinking about going to LSU. So Miss Terry played an important role in Nick Saban's choice for LSU, and she went down there and kind of scouted the university. And despite like a dislike for the facilities, she didn't really like where the academics were. She said that the players, she went into the weight room and she was like, yo, these are the guys that, you want to be coaching. And so Coach Saban goes up to the podium before and he calls Miss Terry. And he's like, I don't know if, this is kind of the right move. And she's like, put on your big boy pants and get the job done and go to work. And so that was that. And that was really the start of Coach Saban's, journey to greatness. I guess you could say there was other, stepping points in his career, but I think what really catapulted him is Miss Terry kind of being behind him, pushing him. And they always say behind a great man is an even greater woman. And, I do miss Miss Terry. I do. I think, she was somebody, and obviously she's still around. But in terms of, being that first lady at Alabama, I think we all love Miss Terry. And the things that I live in Tuscaloosa, the things that she's done for Tuscaloosa, amazing. Like, she's really giving back to the community. And I asked her one time, I was like, why is it important to give back? And she's like, that's who we are. Her, meaning her and her family, same thing with Coach Saban, said it's always important to give back. And they've been blessed with so much, but they've given back a tremendous amount here in Tuscaloosa. So love Miss Terry. Think she's a wonderful person. And yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Coach Saban, Miss Terry, that's one hell of a duo. How about this in the news as well? Do you see this? Jeem Otis. He was talking a little bit. Look, Jeem Otis, I think I'm not going to say anything negative about the man, but I'm going to speak the truth like I always do. And I know sometimes it makes people uncomfortable because I say it how it is. And I think, unfortunately, because I say it how it is, it's probably limited me from other opportunities because I'm not 100% like super fan. Like, I say the good, I say the bad, and I think that's probably eliminated me from, some of the other things. But I choose to speak the truth. And I think with Jeem Otis, Jeem Otis, when he first came here to Alabama, now he's at Colorado, right? You can read this article on On3, by the way. But he said that, like he was completely out of shape. He was a player that I never thought would get onto the field. Never. It was amazing to see the transformation that he went through for his body type. I actually think that he lost a little bit too much weight, and he was hungry when he first came here. And we were writing articles and videos about him and just kind of his transformation. And he had a pretty good, I think, first year. Something happened to him. He got like an injury or something like that. And then I don't know. It seems to me that I think what happened was while he was out injured, other guys passed him, right? And I think he could never come back, and it didn't seem like he wanted to compete. It's hard, man. So, this is what he says. He said that he left Alabama because he came in with Coach Saban, right? Took it to heart. That was one of my biggest dreams, to play college football with Coach Saban and win a ring. When I heard he was leaving, nobody saw it coming. I disagree. That was probably part of it, but I don't know if he was, willing to like kind of put his head down and really work to get back to the dog that I think he could be. I think he probably, I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine that some of the players that leave Alabama prematurely, thinking that they can leave, probably have some regrets because Colorado isn't Alabama. You talk about what we just talked about with Ty Simpson playing the long game, the brand. Colorado is not Alabama. So, look, I don't, Coach Saban left. There was a lot of players that had to go through that. But I don't know if, he still had that kind of dog mentality to work for getting back onto the field. I talked to people too, behind the scenes. So today's Bama raffle, it's a continuation of yesterday. We started this yesterday. It's $5 to get in, up to 3 tries. Whoever wins the raffle, you can choose the hat. You just tell me the white or the crimson. We got the crimson rope hat. Each of these are from Team Fanatics. I got Chad, I got Alex, I got Jarvis in 2 times. I got Austin Hill in as well. So if you want to get into the raffle, you could send Venmo, Bama_YouTube, or Cash App, Bama YouTube. I like each of the hats. I mean, like I said, I love rope hats. I love golf, you know that. So I'm all about like the rope hats. But the white one is tight too. So either way, but that's our raffle today, and we'll probably spin the pinwheel tomorrow. So we got a couple, we still have plenty of spots, and a super chat will get you in there as well. Like I think we just got a super chat from Joe Crooms, who's in. Appreciate it, Joe. I'll show this on the back end of the show as well. But 3 opportunities, $5, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. Super chats work as well. Here are some past winners. This is Jarvis in Patriot Life. I still got to add, look, if you won in the past, send me a picture of you and your gear. I'll put you on the screen if you're cool with it. Because I know Dan Caraway sent one as well. Dan, don't be hurt, man. I'll get you on here. Jarvis's glasses are tight. They look like the glasses that I have. And Patriot Life, that's a smile that just cheers you up. All right, the following segment is powered by good friends at Sonic in West Memphis, Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 meet. Definitely head on over there and tell them Bama Football on YouTube, Kyle Henderson sent you. All right. Yesterday, you had a hell of a commitment, which was Xavier Griffin. Now that you've had a little bit of time to let this digest, how excited are you about this commitment on a scale of 1 to 10? Look, Xavier Griffin, I don't know if this is right. He's bigger than 205 pounds, right? But one thing that I loved about his highlight tape and him joining this class, it seemed that the Alabama coaching staff did such a great job once again in the state of Georgia, which is really amazing. I mean, Alabama has three five-stars right now in total, right? Think about this. One is from Bama, two are from Georgia. Georgia has elite talent, and you're getting this incredible linebacker right out of Georgia again, man. So, I mean, look at the feedback. He's 16. That is crazy. These 16-year-olds are monsters, right? Is Xavier Crowell? I'd imagine he's 16 as well then, right? Because he's only entering his junior year. Yeah, I mean, look at Jarvis says 11. BJ says 10, 11. I mean, the marks are absolutely very high for Xavier Griffin. So credit to the coaches that have been able to, you know, bring in these 2 5-stars thus far, right? Jordan Edmonds. Is he really 16? I didn't know he's 16. That's crazy to me. That's wild. Because but I have a 16-year-old too. My 16-year-old actually might weigh more than Xavier Griffin. I mean, the kids are big, you know. But the athleticism that this young man has is just phenomenal. So hell of a pickup. This is Alabama's 3rd pickup. We also have to highlight Zay Hall, another prospect. Man, yeah, so this guy's a 3-star. He's out of Hillcrest. Anybody who knows anything about Hillcrest knows that they just pump out tons of talent, right? In 8:33, I see you inside the comment box. Owen Cabell announces at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Maybe I can make a ticker. I'll see if I can get a ticker on the screen on the bottom so I could showcase that. Zay Hall, 6'2", 225 pounds, came into Alabama's summer camp, ran a 4.5 40, was offered shortly after that. He committed to Alabama. So another quality pickup on the defensive side of the ball. Again, the star rankings, they are what they are, but in terms of a guy who has this size and that sort of speed, yeah, yes, please, especially out of Tuscaloosa, right? So within the last, week, you've had a prospect commit from Tuscaloosa and another prospect from the home state of Alabama. So Kalen DeBoer cooking in Alabama and in the state of Georgia. And also, look at this. Taden Kawa, according to Steve Whitfong of On3, has also been predicted to commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide as a quarterback. This would be Alabama's 2nd quarterback. I still don't have a date for Kawa. So right here on 3, they have him at 6'4", 225. So I looked up on 24/7, his prospect profile says that he on 247 says 6'5", 235. 6'5", I don't know. Either way, if he's 6'5" or 6'4", we're talking about an inch. If he's 225 or 235, let's call him 6'4" and a half and 230. Split the difference. So you already have Jet Thamala, and then, man, it's like Taden Kawa, and so so Orem is in Utah, but I think he might be from Hawaii. Monster, right? Threw for 3,000 yards last year. And I think they have him down as a 3-star as well. Man, monsters, right? Are you guys excited about Taden Kawa being predicted to Bama? How you guys feeling about Taden? I'm excited about Taden coming in. Clearly, the coaches want big quarterbacks that fit their system, tall quarterbacks. Level of excitement on 1 to 10 about Taden Kawa. I'd probably say like 7.5. I'm kind of high on this. Yeah, a lot of people excited about Taden. This will be a fun one to track, right? And yeah, I think Byron inside the comment box is right. I think that Galoo Tungavailoa, to his dad, kind of assisted in this, right? He hasn't even, picked Alabama yet, but I think that there's a connection there. I think you're absolutely right about that, Byron. What's up, bro? Good to see you anyways, man. I always love support, Brian. I see you out there, and I appreciate you. So thank you for being here. Yeah, so 9.9, 8, 6.5, 8, 8.5. Good marks. How about this? Another prediction in Nolan Wilson. So write this down on your commitment calendar. 4th of July, Nolan Wilson has also been predicted to Alabama. This dude's a monster. Okay, I think some of the 3 stars, once they get committed to Alabama, some of them will get bumped up to 4 stars, right? Not all of them, but I think some of them. And most of the 4 stars that I've seen will probably stay 4 stars, but I think that Nolan Wilson, when all is said and done, if he commits to Alabama, he could be ranked as a 5-star, right? My recruiting guys, do I have Todd in here? Or Chad? Is Chad Kennedy here? But I think Nolan Wilson could, at the end of the day, be a 5-star. He commits on the 4th of July. So write that down as well. Nolan Wilson. Man. Because then that could, Alabama, so if let's say he commits to Alabama and these other 5 stars work out as well. I'll show you a graphic. You could have 6 5-stars. And then if you get Tank Jones, that would be 7 5-stars in this class. That's like the dream class scenario. But I think you're going to get 6 overall, which is wild. All right, we'll just, it says commitment roll call, but we'll just do a quick roll call. We'll just see who's up in the show real quick. All right, Jarvis, thank you so much for being here, man. He says sold on Ty with the super chat. Class act waited his turn, and just one first guy and the son of a head football coach. 100%, man. And his brother, Alabama offered his brother Graham, who's a freshman. His brother Graham threw 59 touchdowns and 1 interception. You saw that, right? Daniel Adams, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. We also got Max Tooney, Sammy Dubs, Riz, King Riz, what's up? Anita, good to see you. Chris Waltman, Kyle Chronicles. We got Chad Kennedy, Chris Waltman, Jarvis, of course, Larry Large, Max Tooney, Byron as well. We got Southern Red, Sean the Explorer. We got our whole crew as well. I think Alyssa should be here too, right? Samuel Mullins, what's up? Dan Caraway, of course. What's up, Willow? Good to see you. What's up, 2864? Kaylin the Boss. Yo, I'm still Kaylin. I know who you are, bro. So I'm gonna call you Kaylin the Boss, even if your thing says something different. That's cool with you. Robert has his birthday wish in September is for a national championship. That's what's up. BJ from Las Vegas, what's up? Marcus Cottrell, good morning. Ryan Harris Music, good morning. All right, huge crew as usual up in here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So again, if you're coming in and you're looking for what time Owen Cabell will commit, he is committing at 5:30 Central Time. 5:30 Central Time. So write that down. We'll be back live. I'll probably be live like 15 minutes before. So 5:15 p.m. Central Time. And we'll kick it for a while. Hopefully, yesterday the stream, we had 1,100 on yesterday and the stream went out. That's just how it goes sometimes. All right, what do you notice about this graphic? Take a minute, look at the graphic. What do you notice about this graphic? Yeah, salt and pepper. I'll hit you up with that in just a second. I'll give you a rundown of those commitment dates. I got it. What I noticed is this. The Alabama has 3 5-stars, and everybody else, Ohio State has 2, LSU has 2, Texas has 2, USC 1, Georgia has 1, Notre Dame has 1. So the number 1 team in the country, you can sort it by 5 stars, right? But so like USC has the number 1 team, and if you look over here, I know the font is probably small on your screen, but they have 30 total commitments. So when you look to the quality of Alabama right here, you can see the average rating is 91.13. They have 7 4-stars, 3 5-stars, and so this is important to see, okay? Everybody is going to get 3 stars. So this is your ammo out there, because I know you guys are fighting the battles on social media too, with people coming, they're like, oh, you get all these 3 stars. Well, tell them this. Show them. Be like, well, Notre Dame has 4 3-stars. Georgia has 5. USC has 10, and they have the number 1 class in the country. Texas has 6. Texas has more than Bama. So does Ohio State. LSU, you're about to be there as well with 2 3-stars. So like 3 stars are a part of everybody's class. But those 3 stars do get elevated as we go forward. But what doesn't get, look, 3 5-stars at this point in time is wild. And you're only going to get more 5-stars, okay? We're predicting 6 in total. Here's that rundown for you, salt and pepper. So these are in right now. Xavier Crowell just committed, and of course they have more commitments than this, but I'm just saying, this is like the last week that we've been tracking it. And I don't know, do you think Alabama goes, how many guys have we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll take Matt Ponatowski off at the bottom. But you got the guys coming up. You got Owen Cabell today at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. You got Brian Williams tomorrow. Look at this. Look, this is crazy. So you got Owen Cabell today, Brian Williams tomorrow, Cedarian Morgan the day after, 4th of July barbecue with Nolan Wilson. And I got you in. And then Jaira Edwards on the 5th. So every single day, we can take a break, I guess, on the 3rd. Right? I guess we take a break on the 3rd and kick it. And then we're going to have a commitment every single day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. This is wild. So, and where do you think that Alabama ends after Jaira Edwards? Do you think they'll be number 1? What you think, Jarvis? What you think, Salt and Pepper? King Riz, what you think? This is pretty tight. This is, I mean, I low-key think, I don't know all the formula that goes into the recruiting rankings and stuff, but like BJ saying 5, like top 5, I think top 5, like 100%, like you're there. I think they might even be 1 or 2. And maybe more. I might be leaning more towards 1, because they will, at that point in time, they'll have 6 5-stars, right? Or they would have 5 5-stars. Either way, I think they'd be close to being number 1 by the time Jaira Edwards, right? 5-star, 4-star, 5-star, 3-star, 4-star, 4-star, 5-star. Yeah, so theoretically, you're going to get 2 more 5-stars for sure in Cedarian Morgan and Jaira Edwards, which would push Alabama to 5. And then if you're able to get Nolan Wilson, who gets a bump, he would be 6. And if you get Tank Jones, he would be 7. That's kind of how we're looking at the class overall, right? Wild. Here's a look again at the 5-stars. So you got in Jordan Edmonds, you got in Xavier Griffin, you got in Xavier Crowell. Jaira coming up soon. Cedarian, dude, this is what's the most? Somebody want to do a quick homework run, or does somebody know this? Maybe this will be our trivia. Hey, Kenneth, I got you in, man, for the Cash App as well, bro. What's the most 5-star Saban had? Was it 8? I think it was 8. Wasn't it like that? I mean, you get 6, 7 in your second year coaching. I think that says a lot about the vision that Coach Kalen DeBoer has been able to sell, right? Seven? What's up, JG? I think he says, I think 6 was the most. Kalen Childress says 7. Was it 7 or 8? Shane Brown says 9. BJ point. Look at this. BJ's like, Texas had 5 last year, and they finished number 1. I don't know. That's today's trivia. Is what is the most 5 stars that one of Coach Saban's classes had? So on the rewatch, you want to go, put it inside the comment box. I think it's in that 7 to 9 range. King Riz is saying 9. 9 5 stars? What year was that, King Riz? Was that in 2023? Because that class at 2019. King Riz just Googled it. Okay. So 9 in 2023? Damn, that's wild. Most of those guys probably already dipped out too. Now I have to look. All right. We're going on a little hunt real quick. On3 2023 recruiting rankings. All right. Pull up the industry rankings at On3. It says 7 5 stars in 2023. So the 5 stars, let's see if I can put this on here. So this is the 2023 class. Keon Keeley. This is going to be one hell of a Netflix show, right? The series on Keon Keeley. Who's excited for this Netflix series? The documentary on Keon Keeley. I am. Caleb Downs, gone. Caden Proctor, still here. Des Ricks. Dang, what happened to Des Ricks? He was a 5-star. Wow, I forgot about him. James Smith, still here. I'm telling you, he is going to be a monster. I don't know, Kyle Chronicles. I feel like I like On3, like 2 reasons. One, I used to work for them or work with them. And I don't know, just kind of the aesthetics make a little bit more sense to me, but I have nothing against 247. Yanzi Pierre still here. Yep, Quay Rusa. Damn, what a class. Justice Haynes gone. Jalen Hell gone. Or here, I'm sorry. Justice Haynes gone. Jilla Hurley's gone. Richard Young still here. Damn, this is a damn good class. All right, so was this the class? I'm sorry. Now I went into hunting mode. I have to know how many 5 stars. Previous first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I just wanted to see the 2019 class. Does it go to 2019? 1, 2, 2? Okay, 20. Wasn't it 2017? 1, 2, 3. This is my last one I'm checking. I guess 2018 as far as it goes. Huh. All right, well. That's interesting. So his last class had the most 5 stars. We solved it. So think about that. So what did we say? 7? Oh, dude. Daniel Adams, dude. That Netflix show, The Poop Cruise, that was absolutely disgusting. And like, viewer discretion advised. I stopped watching it. That was crazy. I've been on a couple cruises. That cruise, I didn't even know that existed. I had to stop watching it. What's up, Michael Fields? Good to see you, bro. Has anyone else seen that Netflix show? It was disgusting. It was so crazy. Xavier Griffin jumped on board. We talked about that. We went through his highlights. I think did I have one more? All right. Probably a good stopping point. If you want to get into the raffle today, still open. We'll spin the pinwheel tomorrow. $5 to enter, up to 3 opportunities for either hat. If you win, you let me know what hat you want. We got Chad, we got Alex, Jarvis, Austin, Joe Crooms, Anna, Army 3275. So there's still plenty of room if you guys want to get into the raffle. Bama_YouTube on Venmo or Cash App, Bama YouTube, or Super Chats work as well. So I appreciate you guys rocking with the raffle. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we bounce out? Any other hot topics? Put like hot topic, semicolon, and then the topic, and I'll talk about it if you want. I'll be around for a few more minutes. Or type question, semicolon, add it. Now it's kind of like this is what we call recess on the back end of the show. And again, we will be live at 5:30 Central Time for Owen Cabell's announcement. Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoss. Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoss. 5:30 Central Time. We'll be back. We'll be back at like 5:15. I have not seen Animal Kingdom on Netflix. I don't even know what that is. Is that like something weird? I've never even been to Animal Kingdom at Disney. All right, let's see what Kyle Chronicles had. Hot topic, I'm not buying all this preseason online rat poison. You know, I think this is interesting because, look, we all know what happened last year. And thanks so much for the super Army 3275. I think, isn't it interesting that Alabama lost 4 games last year? But I think Alabama carries so much of the media weight that it's easy to talk about them and be optimistic for this coming season, right? It drives headlines for everybody. Let's not get it twisted. Like, every single media outlet relies on the success of Alabama. It's the most polarizing team to talk about because it has the most fans, and you know, all the channels and everything works off Alabama football. But with that said, there's reason to be optimistic about kind of the preseason rat poison, and I think that has a lot to do with, honestly, the returners on defense, the fact that Ryan Grubb is here, and the simple fact that people believe in Ty Simpson at quarterback, and the fact that Jalen Milroe is gone. Like, that's not saying anything negative about the, you know, character of Jalen Milroe. It's just that we needed to change her at quarterback. So those are the 3 reasons mainly that people are so optimistic in writing about Alabama. But yeah, it's amazing to see kind of the momentum that people have been talking about Alabama. There is a lot of rat poison out there, and you know, it's up to them to continue to carry this recruiting momentum to the preseason and actually win games. I mean, you look at the first road game. I mean, they didn't play well on the road, period. And there's a lot of tough road games this season. Anna's got a hot topic. The company I work for just opened a dealership in Tuscaloosa. Hey, that's what's up. Let's get a sponsorship going, Anna. Yeah, let's do it. Young C says his cousin might be at the Wisconsin game. Okay, got you. Daniel Adams is a fan of Animal Kingdom. I've never even seen Animal Kingdom. Hey, Trevor, I got you on the Super Bro. Or the Cash App. Let's see what else is inside the comment box. Joe Steven, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. All right, let's see. Willow says, think Point Break, but a series. It's actually a remake, kind of like The Office. Huh, interesting. I love me some Point Break, so I could check it out. It just takes me a long time to kind of like get into shows. All right, let's see. We're looking forward to what are we looking forward to most with the SEC Media Days? I mean, look, the SEC Media Days is kind of where the college football season really starts, because the great thing about SEC Media Days is all the impactful head football coaches, right? I think it gives you kind of a great window to the toughest conference in the country. And look, I mean, who doesn't want to hear what Lane Kiffin has to say? Lane Kiffin for SEC Media Days acts like he emulates Coach Saban. Like, he's great on social media. He's hilarious on social media. But you get him at SEC Media Days, and he literally talks like Saban. You can barely hear what he says. He doesn't know about this, that. But when he gets on Paul Feinbaum, like, he'll troll Feinbaum, right? Kirby Smart, good. I love to hear the opposing coaches talk. All right, let's see. Trevor, yes, I got your Cash App, bro. Got you in, bro. Let's see. Bama fan just wants to know, Owen Cabell is committing at 5:30 Central Time. Owen Cabell, 5:30 Central Time. I think I have it in the front. Today at 5:30 Central Time. So we'll be live again at 5:15 if you want to come and celebrate us. Smooth, what's up, man? Good morning to you. You just woke up? Where are you at? You better be in Hawaii or something like that. Or you better work the night shift. It's 10:47. It's 11. Wait, I need to hear where Smooth is at. All good, Bama fan. We'll see you at 5:15 Central Time. It's Smooth. You better be in Hawaii. Oh, Wilson. How'd you like that, Ron? So can you imagine? I love me some Owen Wilson. All right, fam. You're in T-Town? Dude, you go to school with Caden? Man, Caden's an early riser, dude. That's my early morning riser. All right, fam, I love you. I'll be back 5:15 Central Time for Owen Cabell. In the meantime, watch something with Owen Wilson. I love you, fam. Thanks for kicking it with me today. 5:15 Central Time as we get ready for Owen Cabell to announce. I think this would be a great one. He's a hell of a wide receiver. Appreciate you guys being here. I love you guys. You know, I love to kick it with you guys, whether we're talking Animal Kingdom, Old Wilson, we're talking recruiting, life. Enjoy yourself. Love you guys. Catch up soon. And we will do it right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam. Until next time. 5:15.